Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How's it going? Good evening, good evening. I'm here to run my mouth. All right, I do need to check and make sure that we are showing live on the YouTubes. And as long as we are showing live, we are good to go. One more thing, and then we're going to get into it. Oh, I guess I got to do it in here. Oh, let me do that. How y'all doing? Okay. Hold on. Because I saw it the last time. I thought I saw it in the studio. Maybe not. I just got to change it when it comes up. Okay. All right. I think we're good to go. Give me just a momentito, and I'm going to get started. All right. Y'all know what time it is. Time to run my mouth. The mess edition. All right. And so, we got to talk about Tyra. That is the topic of discussion. That is what is popping in the streets. And I actually just got done with episode 3 of that documentary. And have you watched it? Okay. My first thoughts seeing it is, Tyra, you full of it. You're 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 full of it. Girl, you are full of it. Do you hear me? You are so full of it. Why you get up on them people thing and tell them lies? Why you get up on... Okay. I'm a little bit heated and a little bit inebriated because I had me a Lime-A-Rita and I talked to my girl Mary J a little bit before we got started. So let's take it a little bit at a time. We're going to talk about Tyra. We're going to talk about Tyra. We're going to talk about the pastor in Florida. We're going to talk about Poor Minds and Cam Newton. And we're going to talk about, we're going to do some Am I Overreacting? Just so we can give a little advice. All right. Tyra Banks. So I've been seeing the clips online of Tyra Banks. And the first one that really made me go, now what? What is going on? What is happening? And say that again, because what happened and who didn't do what? I just didn't get that. And hold on, y'all. Let me pull it up. It was very disturbing. Hold on. When you get a little twisted, that vision. I should have brought I did download it now. Don't get up here. Okay, there you go. Oh, there we go. All right. So this was the first thing I saw. I'm not playing any video clips because I'm not getting any monetization taken. I don't got time for that foolishness. So I saw this clip of Miss J from America's Next Top Model saying that he had a stroke and that he hasn't seen Tyra. And I said, y'all didn't talk. You've had a stroke. She didn't come see you. Okay. I saw that clip. And then I saw Danielle's response to a video. Not Danielle, Tiffany. Tiffany's response to this video. And again, I'm not playing any videos. We're just going to share the picture and we'll talk about it together. I should have did replace. All right. So I'm going to read to you what our good sis Tiffany said because she was highly upset with Tyra. So Tyra explaining that we were rooting for you situation. Hold on, because I had it zoomed in and I'm going to read the words that she wrote here for us. So she said, hold up, Tyra Banks. Let's keep it cute. You are one line tie. You know how you treated me the whole time off and on camera. You was a bully. You treated me like and said the nastiest things about me and my son. That is not how the argument went, but y'all edited to make it look like you cared. Also, F Shade Room, F your weird A fans, and F you, Tyra Banks. I bet you won't sit down with me face to face and talk about it. Also, F my family too. Oh, okay. Y'all don't ever defend me. I got more money and helping more people than, or hold on. I got more money and helping more people than all or many of the top models. But that's the update y'all give. Damn shame. It's giving y'all still hating on little black A me. Tyra Banks. Oh, just let it go. It's been over 20 years. Uck. And that's how she felt. And before I share, because there's more, because people be having something to say about this. Before I talk further about that, I watched the documentary. And first of all, watching the documentary reminded me how much I watched Top Model. Like literally cycle after cycle after cycle that they were showing. I was like, oh my God, I remember that. Oh my God. The flashback when the girl Shiny, the one who got drunk in Paris or wherever they were out over, across the world, and she slept with the guy, but she really wasn't conscious, and nobody's really talking about how y'all should have put that man out of that house once y'all realized that girl was inebriated and not within her faculty. Y'all talk about being in the shower with a person, so we gonna film it because technically the contract says if you alone you can't be filmed, but if you with somebody else you can be filmed in the shower. Y'all was full of it. That was such a bull thing to say. But when I say it came flooding back, and just to look at all of those girls and see how traumatized the majority of them are. We know that Eva, has her show and she does very well. And there are ones like I follow Kenya on Instagram, and there are ones that are doing very well, but we also know that a lot of them are traumatized. To hear that, I was so gagged throughout this whole documentary. I was gagged throughout this whole documentary because so much stuff that you see it happening, right? When you're watching the show. Of course, we don't know the background, right? We weren't there in the back when they was doing whatever they were doing. But to hear that the girl who got her teeth done, that had the snaggletooth, the white girl that got her teeth done, I can't remember her name right now. Her and Danny got their teeth done at the same time. But anyway, to hear that they didn't do the work that they needed to do, they did something just cosmetic so it can look like she had good teeth. Pulled all them teeth out her mouth. I can remember that. And I was like, it's no way I would have let them pull all them teeth out my mouth. Y'all would have had to figure out another way. What is really going on? What is really going on? Please make sure you thumbs up the live. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel as well. Now, do y'all think Tyra is a villain? And even for my people that are going to watch this on a replay, drop down in the comments, villain or no. Is Tyra a villain? Because, baby, when I tell you, she's still full of it. To sit and watch that lady sit in whatever room she sat in while they talked to her, and her to give us these, oh, I'm an actress and I'm a model inspirationalist voice and answers was such a crock of shit. Like, that was so much. I said, Tyra. That is such bull. Why do you, first of all, America's Next Top Model, or second of all, or third of all, whatever number I'm on. America's Next Top Model was an era. I did not go back and rewatch, I did not go back and rewatch America's Next Top Model. But when I say those things were bringing up so many memories for me, like that was my show. Like that was very much so what I enjoyed watching. Now, what I can say is that I sat and watched them have all of those TikTok people giving commentary on America's Next Top Model. And I didn't see now hide nor hair of Oliver Twixt. And I felt some kind of way about that because I follow him on Instagram and I've been seeing years ago that Oliver was talking to the America's Next Top Model girls, interviewing people, getting really some notoriety from it. Why would he be in a documentary? At least some of his videos, some of his interviews, something. Was that intentional? That felt real intentional. That's just my opinion in reference to this. That feels real intentional. And this goes back to, again, is Tyra the villain? Put in the comments, villain or no. Because to also then sit, so the girl who got drunk over wherever they were with the man and ended up having sex with him, and she said, when she's giving her account of it, she like, babe, I was blacked out. I knew that sex was happening, but I didn't feel it. I had 2 bottles of wine by myself. And no victim blaming. This is just why we have to be careful when we outside of our element. You're not a drinker. You, for instance, you don't smoke, recreational, and you go and do those things. You have to really, 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 really be in the house by yourself. So, that was very sad. But to know that They were not allowing them to have phones, that they weren't able to talk to their family. And I guess that was supposed to be helping keeping confidentiality of the contest, but it's like there's a way that those people could have talked to their family and had a phone without spilling what was going on the show. So I call BS on that. I call BS on a lot of stuff that happened, and it was very interesting to sit and watch them. Um, it was very interesting to sit and watch like Nigel and Mr. J and Miss J watch those clips and see like how it was inappropriate. And it was also interesting to see again how much more BS Tyra Banks was full of when she was responding to those same things. And how when that girl ain't, this is what I also am, what I had a thought of when that girl was saying, when she was telling that girl, so what happened, and I see you, you kind of holding your head down, as far as like when she was telling her about the night, and she was like, we've all messed up. I didn't understand the girl saying, girl, I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything. You talk about how open your relationship is. What are you talking about? I don't remember anything. You all are telling me that, man, that I had sex with him, or the other girls are telling me like I know physically something next day happened. I don't remember doing it. You talking about is my how open my relationship is. And then for them to say, okay, since you want to leave, we'll now give you a phone so that we can then film you to watch you crumble talking to your boyfriend about the experience that you had. And so this was the other thought that I was having, is that I'm glad that as a person that I am able to advocate for myself and speak up when stuff is uncomfortable for me. Because for me personally, because I'm not going to say that I could not have been in a situation where I could have been taken advantage of like she was, which I'm so sorry that that happened to her, because looking back at it, I felt bad then, because I was like, I knew that something felt off about it, but you know, you can't put your finger on it sometimes then, right? But I know that for me, when I'm talking to Tyra, girl, I don't remember. That's what I would have been telling you, girl. I don't remember. Didn't they tell you that I had to call that man to ask him, did we use protection? That was not a clue to anybody. When y'all are telling me that y'all are watching this girl call this man to say, hey, did we use protection? Was that not clue number one, that she didn't remember what happened and that there's a bigger issue here? When I say that documentary was very informative, but it amped me up to see how they picked that Kenya. And now that she said that, editing is a mother, because she said how they edited her eating a bagel and making it look like she was eating multiple bagels. She was like, that was one bagel. Playing with the mind. They was playing with the mind. And they picked on that girl. And they picked on a lot of them girls. They picked on the girl Danielle. Because for you all to say you're not gonna be able to be a cover girl with your gap, then to turn around a couple cycles later and put a gap in a girl's mouth. And I didn't understand, if when I saw that clip of Tyra telling the other girl, we're gonna put a little gap in your mouth and make you look like whatever the lady name was. Why y'all didn't give Danielle that same energy? Why couldn't she have been that same lady that made it in modeling, or had some kind of, she was a beauty. I can't remember who the lady's name was, but why y'all didn't give Danielle that same energy? Y'all forced her to close her gap and she didn't want to. And I ain't gonna lie, she didn't end up winning, right? That's why you should have stood on business, and you should have just said, nah, I ain't closing my gap. Forget y'all. Because that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Um, Mr. J Mr. J telling them folks he was gonna quit. And Tyra, again, villain. For me, she is the villain. If I was commenting, and I'm gonna put a comment on this video and say villain, because Tyra was definitely the villain. Definitely. Because for her to get a letter from your get an email from your friend who is also your coworker and him tell you, I'm going I'm gonna quit. Whatever his reasoning were, we didn't get to see that email, but he said she responded with 3 words. I am disappointed. And Tyra, that's what I say to you. I am disappointed. Still to this day, girl, because what do you got going on? Because even in them clips of you talking to these people in reflection on this stuff, you still is fake as you is still fake today. Girl, I felt like I was on an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You still are acting, girl. These women are traumatized. Some of them moved on with their life, but some of them is just as back as regular as whatever and felt like just disheveled. And then when they got put off, we can't even leave yet. We got to go to a hotel and we still don't have contact with our family. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police because these people have kidnapped me. I'm calling the police immediately. Immediately. Are you serious? Tell me how you felt about the reality check, whatever this Tyra Banks documentary is. Villain. Is it villain? Because that look wrong in the spelling. Villain. Tyra is the villain, y'all. And I'm standing on that. Okay. The other thing I wanted to bring, this is still on the Tyra Banks. We're going to get off this quickly. We ain't going to stay on it too long. I want to talk about what the stylist said. And I think I done gave all my little thoughts on the documentary. If something pop into my head, I might make a short that'll tell y'all how I'm feeling. So this was the stylist, Kaya Wright. If you watch the show, she was one of the people who were on the show she was a hairstylist on there. I'm going to read it from my phone because, I got tipsy eyes. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Be sure that you subscribe. Be sure that you like. And make sure you let me know. Is Tyra the villain or not? Villain or not? Down in the comments, please. Let's see what the stylist girl had to say. Okay, I gotta turn it to the side so I can see these little words, honey. So she said, there's a lot being said about America's Next Top Model, and for the first time, I'm going to be truthful and speak from experience working on the show. At Mr. J. Manuel introduced me to Tyra, and that introduction didn't change my career. It changed my life. I've served as Tyra's personal hairstylist for over 20 years, and we worked together on ANTM for 6 seasons during a time when fashion television was evolving in real time. They were just doing makeovers, they were shifting culture, they were putting editorial beauty in living rooms across America. Was it intense? Of course. Excellence usually is. But what I've experienced was growth, exposure, discipline, and opportunity at the highest level. Tyra moves with the times. She takes risks. She pushes boundaries. She gave so many girls a shot. I was one of those girls. And after years of building that editorial language on ANTM, Tyra and I had a bigger vision for her hair, bring that high fashion storytelling into daytime television. She gave, oh, let me give y'all the other one because this is the second slide. Oh no, let's replace this. This is what she continued to say. And I'm already to say before I show y'all the second part is giving BS. But anyway, she gave so many girls a shot. I was one of those. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the last part where I left off. That vision became the Tyra Banks show. That talk show went on to win 2 Emmy Awards for hairstyling, and I am blessed to be part of that history. You can hold space for evolution and still acknowledge impact. You can grow as an industry and still respect the doors that were open. My experience was one of elevation, of sharpening my craft under pressure with one of the biggest names in the world. It let me understand what it means to perform at the top of your field. I could never take that for granted. Girl, who told you to put that PR statement out for Tyra? Because that's what that sounds like a PR statement for Tyra. We talking about these girls that this woman put them through hell. Good, we're happy for you, Kaya. We're happy for you. What was funny to me, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it, and this is about firings. What was funny to me was the fact that they fired Nigel, Jay, Miss J, and Mr. J. They agreed to put out a group statement with all 4 of them, the 3 gentlemen and Tyra, and that they went behind their backs and somebody leaked it to page 6 that they were fired. They go on the news and you can see the interaction between Mr. J and Miss J. Miss J trying to get Mr. J when they asked about Tyra and work with him because the news reporter said, yeah, I worked with her and she was difficult to work with. And he gave a politically correct answer. And Miss J was kind of like, child, which really let us know everything we need to know. And when I say flashbacks, I was watching that in real time because that was my show. Very interested in why it, why they fired them. And that's when I stopped. I tuned out then because how you gonna have that show without them? And then the show got corny. And then guess what they did? Fired Tyra from my own show. And that's what you get. Cause you you did that mess. Cause you did that. Mm-hmm. But it was a very good documentary, very interesting. Definitely lets the foolery that was going on behind the scenes. All right. So continuing with the mess edition, we're gonna talk about Florida because baby, Florida is always gonna Florida. When you hear Florida, you better already know Florida is gonna do what Florida is going to do. Now, I'm on Facebook and I came across actually the video, and I took a screenshot from the video that was very disturbing. Very, 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 very disturbing. This man, TD McNutt, was accused of child abuse, abuse of a child with harm or whatever it was. And he has this child on a live video making this child say, I lied about what happened. And it's very clear that the child was being intimidated into giving this statement. And this sent social media into an uproar because a lot of people wanted to know, how in the heck are you with him and you are being charged about abusing him? How is this happening? What are we doing? So everybody, and Not only are you back there, you have this child on live, and he looks so intimidated, so scared, and so just like, okay, we're here. Okay, we're here. And it was disturbing. So, social media did what they do. They looked into him, they looked under, over, sideways, and they found victims. And then they also found videos. And I don't have that video because I'm not putting none of that on my channel. I even had a child face covered up because I'm not doing that. But they had videos of interactions between these two people who are cousins, who are foster family of these. The relationship stuff is already weird on how that's even his stepson, because it's his son in Christ, but he's the cousin of them. Anyway, the video was kind of, you see interaction between children and adults. When there's a little something shaky going on, you can feel it when you see it, even though the activity that is happening is what would be considered regular or normal. Okay. So apparently, there was some action taken once the internet got to it. People were making phone calls, people were making reports. I even saw Peach McIntyre say that she was going to be reporting it because she didn't like the video. That same video that I saw, she didn't like it. So Facebook is always going to do what Facebook does. And it brought me to somebody saying that he had been arrested, really. And so she was saying thank you to, or no, she was saying that the boy had been removed. And she was saying thank you to this gentleman, Jedediah, who had more information on the situation. And so, where is that screenshot so I can read it? Because y'all know I got old people eyes. Okay. All right. So it said that, oh, shoot. McNutt is presented as a sexual abuse rehabilitation specialist with a psychology background, working to confirm license. So this is how he'd meet people in need of healing. It's alleged he worked with the local CPS in the state of Florida, working to verify. McNutt may be a man not living in his truth because he used to hold meetings to share his story about being a gay man. We won't dissect his truth, but if he is struggling to himself for public religious or professional approval, then that's the wrong reason and creates a concerning environment. However, he has left the lifestyle as a genuine desire, then in light of all of the developments, just creates a ton of questions yet to be answered. There was another thing about him, the boy being removed. I guess I didn't take it down. Here's the one where someone said they are a victim of this man. Hold on. Maybe I need to go back to the lady post because she was the one talking about it, saying that the baby was free. And all of this is just, Facebook talk. I don't know what this man is and is not guilty of. I'm not saying what he is. I'm saying when I watched the video, it gave me the ick. Okay? It gave me the ick both times when I watched those videos because, number one, if you were charged with something, based on what he said, I understand you being upset. Oh, I don't think I downloaded that one. I understand that, but I don't understand getting online and embarrassing him. Like, that's work. Like, we have to sometimes, I get that, oh, people know that this happened and that happened, but sometimes we have to realize when the internet is not the place. I'm trying to look for this screenshot because now I don't remember what I named it. We have to remember that the internet sometimes is not the place to take stuff. Like, even if there is something that happened and you just want to address it so bad, sometimes you just have to just stay offline. Like, don't get on there talking about it, because although yes, let me take this man's perspective into consideration. So yes, if you said I abused you, because what happened was let me take this thing down. What happened was a guidance counselor apparently had talked to the boy, and that's how CPS got involved. This is how he gets charged. Now, in order for me, in order for you to get charged by the police, it's not just because CPS said. Like there had to have been something going on in order for them to do that, right? So I understand that those charges against you are serious. It is not like he went to court and got um found innocent. The charges got dropped because nothing further happened. There is an investigation that is now happening to pick those back up because of the hype surrounding the video, and that's why the child has been then removed from the residence, because we can't be investigating you for abuse, which is what should have happened in the first place. How that boy ended up back there, regardless of nobody was doing nothing, how he ended up back there is beyond my understanding. But you need to find a better way to deal with it than to make him come on live and you sitting there and it's basically like you holding his neck and you're making him say this. That's not appropriate. Now, for instance, and this is not the same, this is not the same, but to compare, remember when Angela Bassett's son pranked them about celebrities being gone, and he said that Michael B. Jordan was out of here? And it was that trend that was on TikTok that kids were doing to their parents, or people were doing to people. They made him get on the camera and say an apology. They weren't sitting beside him with, like, basically it felt like you have a weapon to his back and you're making him say that what you told them people was not true. And typically, I'm not saying kids don't lie. I understand that, but it just feels like when you get to the point of telling someone, and probably this has been going on for some time, I'm going to, in this case, believe the child. And they should have taken more precaution the first time, and he should have been found that these allegations were not valid, or whatever the terms are, and then the boy could go back. That should have never happened. And so that's what I'm gonna leave that there, because I wanted to have a further discussion, but I'm not gonna um I'm not gonna flesh that out right here right now. We're gonna move on from that. So it is, today is the 17th of February, and on today, Jesse Jackson passed away. And I just want to say RIP to Jesse Jackson, because he is very monumental in the Black community. It is Black History Month. So Jesse Jackson passed away. If you don't know who Jesse Jackson is, he is a civil rights activist. He worked with Martin Luther King Jr., and worked for our civil rights. He was a reverend. And I'm just giving you highlights. Don't expect no in-depth analysis of him. I'm basically like, if you be like, girl, what happened? I'm like, Jesse Jackson passed away. You know who he is? He was a civil rights activist. He was a reverend. He ran for president back there in the Reagan times, and he had the Push Coalition. And that was really about making sure that politicians were creating policies or enforcing policies that were for marginalized communities, mainly Black folks. Okay, so very important, as we go on in time, we just, especially as I get older, more and more people that I knew when I was growing up are passing away. Like Jesse Jackson, Aretha Franklin, people in those, and I'm not saying they're the same people, but I'm just saying like those are people like I grew up listening to from when my mama them grew up listening to her, and she was still making music because of Rose, So that's what I'm saying. So Jesse Jackson and then also a lot of people like as far as the civil rights leaders, because who was the man that said about good trouble? John Lewis, he passed away. So as we get older, a lot of these folks go on to glory. He was married when he passed away. Condolences to his family. He had 6 children. That was very interesting to find out. Didn't know that Jesse Jackson had that many kids. And he left a mark on this world. His name will forever be remembered. He will ring, ring, ring-a-ling-ling all throughout the Black community streets and American community streets, because that has an impact on the world. Okay. So rest in peace, Jesse Jackson. All right. Now I want to get into TV talk. Oh no. Scooby boop boop. One more thing. We're gonna talk about Cam Newton and Poor Minds before I move on to TV talk. Cause baby, it made no sense. And I hope this video play like it's supposed to. It made no sense the way them girls ate Cam Newton up while they were on his show. I love Lex P and Drea. And I love that. First of all, I love that both of them are very outspoken. They're never going to mince words when they go. Drea is slightly, not a whole lot. Drea is slightly more polished than Lex when it comes to just saying what it is and how she feel and all that kind of stuff. And honey, Freaky Friday, Funky Friday, whatever that Friday is that Cam got going on over there, they went over there. And this was one of the things that I saw Lex say.
She married by now.
Says who?
Y'all, you put 2 babies in her.
Yeah.
What else do you need? Y'all in a house together.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Everything. What else?
Yeah.
I know that girl want to get married.
She does?
So marry her.
You talk to her?
I could. Tell her to come to Poor Minds.
I'm trying to tell you.
Give us a number. Say, give us a number.
Now,
But I think though, like, I think that from what I see, because I guess you said you put the content out for us to see. From what I see, she seems like a great woman.
Great.
She loves being a mother. She went on tour pregnant with your jersey on.
Yeah.
Representing.
No,
Intentional.
You know what I'm saying? But I say all that to say she's done so much. It's like I think you can get on one knee and make it right. It's time to make it right. He needs to be an honest man.
But I feel like marriage is.
Now, this was the other part that tickled me.
Okay.
And it might not even be good. It just look good.
Say less. What my relationship look like?
Hell.
Dang!
You know, good probably isn't the word.
For real? Why?
It don't
Yeah,
look,
I
it don't
need y'all.
look bad, but it
Why
don't.
don't you ask us that?
I
And
just-
you know how people look at you.
No, that's good. Let's talk about it. Because I was going to ask the question, but since we're here now, I want to earn the people's respect for why they should listen to us as we talk about their situation.
Yeah.
So first of all, shout out to Poor Minds for going up there and talking to a fool. Cam Newton is a fool. He is foolish. And you know what? It's like, it's okay to be foolish, right? But if I were Jazzy, I would just want you not to be publicly publicly foolish about what we got going on. Don't let the people know you a little bit slow. Let them know you're a little bit simple-minded, but don't give them the impression that every time you open your mouth when you're talking about me to make me look like a fool. And not because necessarily that she's stupid or that she is a fool, but you are dealing with a fool, therefore you must be a fool, sis. Vicariously, you are a fool. Because you're dealing with a fool. And so I just don't understand it. I never understand, why does he continue? It feels like he does it on purpose. And maybe that's their inside joke. We could all be being, what's the word? We could all be being trolled by Cam and Jazzy because she might be in on the joke. If you think that Jazzy is in on the joke, put joke in the chat or say no. Okay? Yeah, but it just just stop talking about us. Interview your little guests. Don't try to get on there sounding super intelligent. Don't get on there trying to, be Confucius. Just stop. Because it feels like, I don't know why. I used to watch Cam's show regularly, but somewhere it took a sharp left and it became like, it seems like he's trying to use his show for free therapy to try to either fix what's wrong with him and her's relationship or to try to change people's minds that we shouldn't look at their relationship as weird or something being off about it. Because I know that he sees what the people say about him and her's relationship, and mainly what they say about her in the comments. He's always embarrassing her. And just once again, you embarrassed her. And then, did you know who was coming on your show? Did you know what they were going to say? Drea went on, I did, that other video I did cut off because it was 3 minutes of conversation. We're not going to sit and watch 3 minutes of video, y'all. But Drea went on to say that she feels like marriage is for when both people should be ready. Because it's clear that Cam is not ready to be nobody's husband. And she was basically why would you want somebody to rush in to get married just because one person in the relationships want marriage, the other one don't, but you're going to do it anyway, and you're not ready, and then you become a trash ass husband. So, but Lex's rebuttal to that was yeah, that's cute when it's your first baby mama, but you have had 3 chances in terms of set of women who you've had kids with, and you done dumped 2 babies in this woman. So it's and the thing is, I would prefer for him to say, I don't believe in marriage. I don't want to get married. I want to have a partner. And me and my partner have done the things that I need to do to make sure that she and my children are okay in the event of something happening to me and vice versa. And we're going to live our lovely life together. But you get online, Cam Newton, and you dangle this marriage carrot as if I'm just this greatest prize ever for you, lady. And you need to do all of these things that some of this stuff on the list, I don't even know what it is, in order for me to marry you. And he would give Jazzy that proposal of the first one will be like what Martin did. You wanted to get married. Damn, will you marry me? That's what I feel like eventually she's going to get, because he doesn't want to. So I would respect that more. But I guess it is more tantalizing, more clickbait if he's saying, I want to be married, but I have all these requirements in order for me to get married. And although I'm with a lady who's told us that she rubbed his head till he fall asleep, and then she still stay there and continue to rub it because she know how his breath is when he really is asleep versus whether, when you first just lay down and you might be asleep, but you're not all the way there. Okay. So she does all of these things, have had your baby, are taking care of your kids with your other women from your other relationships, I should say. And she still ain't met the requirements. But if they like it, I love it. Because this what that's her life. And listen, mama is good because at the end of the day, she has her own money. He has money. So if we separate, you can take care of these kids and we'll be all right. But I find it very interesting, and then I'm going to get off of this. I find it very interesting that a lot of her conversation was about, becoming a wife and the things that you do for that and stuff like that. And then, you've settled on girlfriend. And again, it is their household. There may be conversations that we're not aware of and things that are going to happen for them that we don't know. And so, hey, you like it? I love it. Okay, now we can get into TV talk. So I'm just going to talk about the Ricky real quick and get just a few things off my chest. So first of all, Bailey moved to DC. I didn't say that last week when I talked about it. However, did not say that. I said, why she can't just go to DC? She was making this big deal about John getting a job and leaving LA. And John just was like, well, girl, you want to go? We can get through that. We can make it through that. Which I thought was cool. I think it's a good idea, girl. It might be even better because y'all will miss each other. He can come there and visit. You can come back home to LA. You take 2 weeks off from work for vacation. Your job might cross coming to LA. I think it's a good idea. So they had a cartel hit. These two girls are found. Well, one of them was alive, but she didn't make it. Excuse me. They were friends. They were living the van life. They found out that they were mules. And so they get this big operation. Nyla wants to go back undercover. And it's so funny. I thought the way they was talking, like, it's going to be 4 weeks. And Charlie was wrapped up in the episode. Like, they were so dramatic, because they figured out they solved the crime before the end of the episode. But it was like everybody was so preparing for everybody to be gone. Tim and Lucy was all sad because, girl, you just moved in and now you're going undercover. I love when Nyla and Lucy go undercover. It's always so cool. And this time they were lovers. Now, let me tell you what's about them being lovers and what they did. So that whole, we've created a digital footprint for you, and it has the ability to pass like a meta scan. I guess there are scans that people can do on fake social medias that'll tell you how long the account has been existing. They made profiles for them, pictures, videos of them together. They were dancing in the videos and everything. And I was like, man, that AI. They talk about that water, but AI be getting it. So they're, they're on this undercover mission. And Selena thought that she was going to have her a lovely vacation. They had baby in a ditch with some camouflage on, ready to, shoot out if necessary. But she was like, dang, I thought I was going to be in Prague like Bailey and Nolan. No, ma'am. They sent you to Mexico and put you behind some rocks. So, Penn, I don't know. How can you be a police officer in a training program and be hard-headed like that? Like, one, John already had noticed because he said he's going to be studying this whole little crime syndicate or whatever it was, and he was tired. He wasn't paying attention. You've already been called out on that. Why do you think it was a good idea to take your behind over there and be watching and staking out all night, basically pulling a double shift? These people don't even know you working in the capacity as a cop. You got your gun and your badge on you. And then you had the nerve to bring Seth with you? Miles, are you okay? I said, this boy's so stupid. Because John had told him, no, don't be staking out. Don't be doing that. That's undocumented work. Don't do it. Now, Seth telling him, you can still be rogue. No, you should have been telling you a bad influence too. And that's why you ain't getting back on the police force yourself. Talking about, this going to be work for you if you try to get back to the FTO program if we do solve this. And you're out there with Seth, who is a civilian who can't have a gun, can't protect you, and got one leg. Penn, Miles, I'm gonna call you all your names. Boy, you better be glad they didn't fire you completely and that you only got put on a 2-week suspension. And you better get your mind right. Got on my nerves. Shout out to Seth for keeping himself in work and coming in the little story. You know, although he's no longer a police officer, we see him every now and then as him and Penn have now become friends. I'm trying to think about what else happened that I want to talk about with the rookie that went there, caught the people. It's so funny to me, on the cop shows, y'all are going to these two girls have just been, but you know what? Now that I think about it, those people didn't even know them girls it didn't connect for them. Like they probably know that the girls are no longer living, but it didn't connect for them that the people are thinking that they may have done it. But I was thinking, like, it's so funny how these girls just showed the two girls who were their mules are no longer alive. And you just meet these random ladies that came to town and you automatically got them taking packages for you. I don't even think it worked that quick, though. I don't even think it worked that quick. Even if you didn't connect to those girls, was like you would be feeling like, no, I'm not gonna fool with no more Americans right now. I got my ones that are already taking my packages. I'm not gonna get no new girls. But in TV world, that's how the timing works. Everybody was just undercover on this mission. And Nyla was acting like she was going to be gone 10 years from her baby, but the baby was like, okay, Mama, I'll see you. I'll see you when you get back, girl. Bye. This was a good episode, but it was a little bit quiet, so I'm wondering what's coming for us in the next few episodes. So what are your predictions? Put your predictions down. If you think Monica is coming back in the next few episodes, I want you to put Monica or Elijah. Throw Elijah down in the comments. Let me know. You know who else we ain't heard from in a while? And let me know if you think it's going to be him. Oscar. I know it's going to be one of those three. I feel like we saw Monica pass. She's been heavy in the beginning of the episode, so it's giving me, because when it get quiet and it settles down, some heavy stuff is about to happen. And then we got the Glasser case that's still happening. So I foresee Elijah coming back. But let me know. Put down in the comments, you think it's going to be Monica, Elijah, or Oscar that we're going to get one of our villains back, because we're due for a shakeup. Okay? All right. Okay. Going good on the time. Now, did I put them in here? Let me see if I put them in here, because I have some Am I Overreactings? And I wanted us to talk about them. Okay, I do. Is this the first one? Okay. I'm going to read it from my phone because y'all know I got old eyes. Thank the Lord for them, but they are 44. Let me go find it. It may have been a screenshot. Hold on. Gotta get myself together because I got some. Okay, I think this is it. Okay, here we go. All right. So this is what the young lady said. I recently relocated from the South Florida. I recently located from the south to the north, and this is my first winter here. Unfortunately, I was unaware that the side streets in my area are not plowed until later in the day. During this storm, we received approximately 10 inches of snow. The question is, am I overreacting? I was informed that I needed to remain at work in order to be present for my next morning shift. I communicated at that time that I have pets at home who rely on me, and that with the storm approaching, there was a possibility I could be stranded at work. I made multiple attempts to secure alternate care for my pets, but was unable to find anyone available. I had only been in the supervisor role for 1 month, and another supervisor was already staying overnight as a precaution. Ultimately, I was unable to get my car out of the street and had to call out. I was written up for this because I notified management approximately 5 hours before my shift. When I returned for my next shift, I found a note on my desk. The note was upsetting and made me feel unwelcome. Given that I had only been employed here for 1 month and have already received one write-up for minor issues, something I have never experienced in my work history, I went home that night and emailed my boss, I quit for XYZ. And she replied, "Happy holidays," and that was it. My parents said it was an overreaction to quit because her note, and she probably meant well by it. But I don't think anything could have been taken well by that note that was left. Let me read the rest of it. I'm going to share the rest of it with y'all. I could have put both of them up here. Truly. And then I got to find a note so I could tell y'all what was on note. Because it was a stupid ass note, to be honest. I had only... Okay, we read that part. Oh, there was just an edit at the bottom of it. So it said edit. Because I confused everyone, this was a hotel job. I'm not working on a farm, and I already had another job. Now, hold on. Let me find this note. I think it's in my downloads. And I'm going to just tell y'all what the note said. And it said, girl, first of all, let me say, oh, there you go. The note said, problems and issues don't matter when cows need feed. Cows need milked. And so I don't think you're overreacting simply because I don't want to be harassed at work. What does that even mean? So, especially if you work at a hotel job and your response to me is that problems and issues don't matter when a cow needs feed. I guess, oh my gosh, I guess the circle around that was supposed to be like, you having problems and issues didn't matter because you still needed to be here. We still have a hotel, people, we still have guests, and you still needed to supervise. Although you had another supervisor there. So it's kind of like, what? And then, how do you get a write-up for calling in 5 hours before your shift? I guess because she's a supervisor. Yeah, if you are having all of those issues at that job, no, you're not overreacting. And then I also saw an update on this story that she said she had another job. So it's not like she didn't get another job. She went and got her another job and she quit that one. So, child, tell your parents to hush. Are you asking your parents to pay your bills? If you're not asking to pay your bills, why are them telling you that you're overreacting? If you felt like you were mistreated and that's some type of passive aggressive, because why are you leaving notes on my desk? You couldn't say what you needed to say to me. You already had me wrote up. So why are you leaving notes on my desk? And the handwriting is a hot mess. So why are you coming in my face with that foolishness? Girl, if you don't go on. Yes, find you another job. No, you were not overreacting. F them people. I think I had one more. I think that was the overreacting that I had. I don't think I had any more. And I think that's it for the evening. I did have one more, but I can't, I'm not gonna lie, I can't find it. And y'all know my eyes they're not old. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna just say my eyes are 44. That's how I'm gonna phrase it. Let's see if it's in my downloads. All right. Is there anything? Let me see if I got. Oh, and this is just reverting back to a hot topic because I wanted to talk about it. That daggone Nick Cannon and these baby mamas. Hold on. And then we're going to call it a night. Because this is one I had wanted to talk about. Listen to what she had to say about their relationship.
Well, let's talk about that because last time we spoke, you said that I am in this dynamic right now, but I foresee for myself a monogamous relationship with someone else in my future.
Yeah.
Where do you sit today? Is your intention to spend your life with Nick?
Yeah, I love my life with Nick. I love my life with our children. I just love my life. I don't look at one person and be like, I wish I could change places with them. No, I genuinely love my life, and I wouldn't change that for anything.
There's not one baby mama that you'd be like, I like her setup or her thing?
No. I think every baby mama is so different in their own right, which is beautiful. And that's their thing. That's their thing. That's their thing. And I have my thing. And everyone's who they are. There's not one baby mama I'd look at and be like, I wish I had that. No, I'm like, great, they have that. Now, let me get back to my life. Like, I love my life. Like, I'm not in Delulu land being like, it's just us and nobody else matters and there's no, like, no. He's very much in other relationships, has other partners, has other children's mothers, has other children, and it's a beautiful thing. But I see myself as being in a monogamous relationship, as wild as that might sound.
Yeah, because I think last time we spoke, you identified it as open.
Yes.
So now you identify it as monogamous, or not to use a label, but monopoly, which is where there's one
partner and they live polyamorous, but I'm in a monogamous relationship. Yes. Yeah. That's a real label, by the way. Monopoly is a real label, and that's how he's choosing to live his life. But the crazy part is he's never been like, you can't live your life like this. You can't have other partners. It's just like, cool, you have other partners? Bet. Then let's just be healthy co-parents.
So to clarify, he would be comfortable with you seeing other people, but that would end your romantic dynamic with him?
Yes. Yeah.
How'd you come to that agreement?
He's always stated that to be the agreement. He ain't about to...
Okay. So first, she like it. I love it. What I found interesting was that the question started with the fact that she had said, I see myself being monogamous with someone, not with Nick. To then turn around and say 37,000 times, I love my life. I love my life. I don't want anybody else's life. I love my life. She sounded like Natalie when she was saying, I run LA. I run LA. I run LA. I run LA. I learned a new term, monopoly, which is, to be honest, a lot of women are monopoly. I've been monopoly in my life. Not agreed to, but I've been monopoly in my life. And there's a lot of women who are in an unagreed monopoly relationship. If you were wondering what your relationship is called, there you have it. You are monopoly. Hey, if it works for them, this is the thing. And what I hope for her, anytime women are in these type of situations where you're with a man and you know for sure he's with other women, like I just saw him literally for Valentine's Day with one of the other baby mamas. But what I will say is, shout out to him, he take pictures with all of them. He will have a picture with Bree. He'll have a picture with whatever other one. He'll have a picture with whoever is in the monopoly relationships with him. He will celebrate with them. When it's Mother's Day, he takes pictures with it. Everybody get their own setup. Everybody get a different set of clothes. He got on a different suit for each picture. So I will give him that. He also is very generous from my understanding. Like he takes care of his women. And so for women that are in those situations, I always just hope you are just putting some to the side, sis. I hope that you have an IRA that you're putting money into. I hope that you have a savings account that you're putting money into. I hope that the car is in your name, and I hope that the house is in your name. I'm not even going to say, girl, that wouldn't be me. I ain't gonna be that stupid. I don't even have that to say. I hope that you have made sure that yourself is set up. I hope that you have life insurance on yourself. I hope that you are set up so that, if you all are not together, you're able to get health insurance for you and your children. I hope that you all have some agreements in place that say, if we separate, here is what I'm going to give you as a monthly benefit. Here is how we're going to separate it, just like a partnership. Hey, that's all. I'm not even going to hate on you. Now, I will say that what you were saying out of your mouth and your behaviors during that interview, it gave a little, are you sure? Are you sure? But hey, while you're there, I hope you get everything you get out of a relationship, whether that be the love or the money. Just get it, sis. And don't let them trick you out of any of it. Okay? And that's all I say for that. Because what more could you want? What more could you want? She knows what it is. He's very clear on what he wants. He not beating around the bush. He not telling you I'm not with these people. And he got money. And you live in a nice house. And you have him some of the time. And you seem to be okay with it. Who is us to judge? Well, all right, y'all. That concludes this episode of Running My Mouth, the Mess Edition. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to all that are watching on the rewatch. Make sure that you let me know down in the comments, villain and all, Tyra Banks. Let me know, Florida pastor, creepy or not. Oh no, so for the pastor, tell me creepy or regular. Because I'm down in the comments and I'm going to be watching. And I will respond. And if you, like Bree, would be dealing with Nick Cannon, put a 1 in the chat. And if it's a hell no, I ain't doing that, put a 2 in the chat. All right. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. Get down there and let me know what's up. And make sure that you follow me on all my socials. I'm Thick Madam on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and TikTok. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. Follow me. Subscribe. All right, y'all. Peace.